Mpirical provide compelling, interactive learning across a range of delivery options. Live on site, live online, or online anytime, we have a training course that is ideal for you. For a no-obligations chat about your training requirements, contact us at mpirical.com.
To explain what we mean by the term cellular IoT, it's important to first of all introduce the concept of the IoT ecosystem. Now on the diagram we can see we have the devices, or the things. These will cover the whole gambit of the various verticals and markets which are targeted towards this space, be that automotive, manufacturing, retail, agriculture, healthcare, smart cities, etc. A whole range of devices all needing to communicate. To do so then, they will pass across the connectivity network. And this can be broken down into either low power wide area or our short range radio systems. From here we move on to the IoT platform. And this is the element which is responsible for managing these devices in terms of their connectivity, in terms of things like the firmware or the software that they're using, not forgetting their reporting and analytics, and finally, and particularly importantly, security and compliance. And finally, we have the IoT application servers themselves, where the actual analytics, the big data analytics will take place, processing all of this information, delivering the service. So where does cellular IoT sit? Well, here we can see cellular IoT is one of the many low power wide area technologies. So what are we doing within the world of cellular to support this new type of traffic? Well, it covers 2G, 3G, 4G and the emerging 5G technologies. Each of these has the ability to support fundamentally machine-type communications. We didn't call it IoT at the time, it generally was referred to as telemetry back in the 90s when our 2G networks were being rolled out. So what are the standard capabilities and then the enhancements that we've made to each of these technologies? Well, starting with 2G, our standard capabilities was the ability to support circuit switch data, SMS, and also with GPRS, the introduction of packet switch data, carrying IP datagrams. But enhancing our second generation network with later 3GPP specifications, we now support what we refer to as MTC, machine type communications. Fundamentally here, this is all about carrying non-IP traffic now across our existing second generation networks. We've also made some changes to the air interface, the radio link, in terms of EC GSM IoT, optimizing the radio link for IoT type traffic. As far as the 3G network is concerned, it too can support same standard capabilities in terms of circuit switch data, SMS, and the transfer of IP datagrams through packet switching. But in terms of the enhancements for IoT, only MTC and the support of non-IP data is included. Interestingly, there's been no modifications to the UMTS or the 3G radio interface to support IoT type devices. As far as 4G is concerned, or LTE, long-term evolution, this is only a packet switch network, originally designed to carry only IP traffic. But again, in terms of the enhancements that have been introduced by the 3GPP, we can see now it too supports MTC, machine type communications for non-IP based delivery, but also a number of optimizations in terms of making it more efficient to carry these very short chunks of data across our LTE network. With regards to the radio network, we've introduced two new modifications, LTE-M or LTE for machines and narrowband IoT. These, as the name would suggest, make modifications to the air interface to make it more suitable for massive machine type communications. And finally, with the emergence of 5G, we can see that this is being built very much with IoT in mind. In fact, as far as the 5G definitions go, the ITU came up with three major case or user cases for 5G based traffic. The first one of these is enhanced mobile broadband, basically taking our smartphones through the next generation, but the other two have focused specifically on IoT. We have massive machine type communications or massive IoT and low latency critical communications, critical IoT. again forming a fundamental requirement for the building and the rollout of a 5G network.
Need to know more? Why not visit our store where you can choose from over 200 hours of video-based training. Alternatively, you can contact us to discuss any specific training requirements you may have.